Welcome Yamhill County to Speaking Frankly. I'm your host, Howie Harkema, and our tagline is, "And how we doing?" Today I have two guests, Cara Copeland, who's the director of a family place, and Ron Wolfe, who's the office manager of Premier Bank in Newberg. And we're going to talk about a family place, but we're also going to talk about a proclamation to all Yamhill County cities, mayors, and Banks for the Bank Diaper Drive for 2016. So welcome, Cara.
Great. Nice
Welcome,
to be here.
Ron.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for being on Speaking Frankly with us today. So first off, I'd like to talk about what is a family place, so the viewers will get an idea of what it is.
Yeah. Well, a family place is the early childhood programs of Lutheran Community Services Northwest. Lutheran Community Services has been serving families in Yamhill County since the mid-1980s. But a family place has been around since 2013, providing home visiting services. So we go into homes one-on-one, a professional home visitor working with the family to help strengthen that relationship. We have specialized classrooms, so we drive around in our bus and pick up children ages 0 to 5 and bring them to our classroom twice a week. So we have our relief nursery program. And then we do parent education. We use evidence-based parenting classes. We teach parents everything from how to handle postpartum depression and issues of mood management to basic parenting strategies. So in addition to all of that, we provide emergency respite and planned respite through a program called Safe Families, where we're engaging the faith-based community to provide overnight respite to families that are in crisis in our community.
Sure, and stabilization is really the key to all of this, right?
Right. When you think about when your family has encountered crisis, and every family at some point encounters crisis, what are the things that you need to be resilient? You need a community around you.
Yes. You
need access to resources. You need those relationships that are going to help you get through that rough time. Many of the families that we work with are facing much more crisis and much more odds than many families have to encounter. So a family place is there to both connect them with the relationships that make all the difference, to help with those basic needs, and to provide the tools that a parent needs in their tool belt.
Right.
To how do I handle this 2-year-old? How do I handle being homeless? All of the sudden I've lost my job. I don't have resources. What do I do when there is violence in my family or in my community? We're there providing support, connecting them with individuals in the community that really make all of the difference.
Sure, resource management.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
that's awesome. So last year you had a diaper drive.
Right.
And it was all over. You had Banks for the Bank Diaper Drive, but you also had individual businesses and churches.
Right.
And so can you talk about how many diapers were raised for last year?
Right. Well, one of the questions I often get is, why are we giving out diapers in the first place, and why does a relief nursery, which is one of our programs that we run, why does a family place, why are we in the diaper business? And I know we will get into that later, but this is a huge need for families. So part of what we do to stabilize families is help meet some of those basic needs on a temporary basis. We quickly saw that the need was far surpassed what we were able to do in just gathering diapers from various churches in the community. So the banks became involved. The banks decided that we could do collectively something that one organization or one individual could not do alone. I love the idea that it takes all of us, and everyone is leaning in, doing what they can to be a part of the solution. So our last Banks for the Bank drive, we raised 10,000 diapers in the community.
That's awesome. And how many were dispersed last year?
Right, good question. So As word gets out, every year we are providing more and more emergency diapers. So what we call an emergency diapers is one 3-day supply of diapers. It's 15 diapers. We also are taking diapers out on every home visit. We're taking diapers to parenting classes. Every family that we work with, we supply diapers with, which means in the course of a year, we're giving out 40,000 diapers to families in all over Yamhill County.
That's awesome. What a huge need there is for this.
Right.
So, yes, Yamhill County as a whole is very collaborative, and to see what's happening with the diapers for the Diaper Bank and all of this, it makes my heart just jump.
Right.
Because we are such a collaborative and caring community, and it's just awesome. So you're part of what is called the National Diaper Bank Network now.
Right. So across the nation, they've developed this National Diaper Bank Network. And it does a variety of things for us. It allows us, nonprofits, to be able to purchase diapers at about 13 cents a diaper. If I have no access to transportation and I have to buy diapers from a local convenience store, I'm going to pay about 50 cents a diaper.
Right.
So by our organization and nonprofit being able to purchase diapers at a discounted rate, it means that we're able to offer those diapers to families who otherwise would not be able to change their babies as frequently as they would like, or they might have to choose between food, they might have to choose between a safe, secure shelter, gas for a vehicle, bus passes, and changing their baby's diaper.
So Rick, I'm sorry, not Rick, Ron. So the bank efforts to assist in this need from the banking industry point of view, what does this type of collaboration mean to you as part of this community?
Well, it's just exciting to be a part of it, a privilege, because, and they've introduced the outlet and the support in Newberg here more recently, and we've been able to participate in that and some other events that I think Cara's going to talk about as well. But it's, well, twofold, to bring in diapers and help with the collection process and help them gather the necessary items to take out, as she just mentioned, in all these different areas and different levels to support the need. But then to collaborate and support the effort in creating additional awareness. I think we have the responsibility, I feel like I have a corporate responsibility and a civic duty that we're empowered and have our connections in the community and other tie-ins that we can blend and share resources, share information, collaborate in that regard to make sure people understand what a family place does.
Right.
And the full scope of that. So when we're aware of somebody that's in need, we know where to direct them. And through other organizations and outlets, and I think Yamhill County is fantastic about that in terms of the organizations, the people that care about building our community and providing resources and a framework to support one another. And I think about Rotary and Kiwanis and other organizations and service clubs that we can get the message out to as well, and expand that beyond just a simple drive. There'll be other opportunities, and this is an ongoing effort, and we can hopefully help in some small way through this diaper drive as an example, but beyond that, continue to build on that and help everybody.
So that's wonderful that you're coming all the way from Newberg to do this work with a family place. So that is awesome. Cara, would you read some of the other banks that this...
Sure, yeah, and I would just say that what I love about the Banks for the Bank is it reinforces that concept that preventing child abuse and supporting families in our community is everybody's work.
Yes.
It's not the work of nonprofits. It's not the work of faith-based communities, and it's not the work of the government. It is all of us working together. And so, yeah, we have the most banks participating in our Banks for the Bank drive than we've had. So we have Bank of America, we have Chase, Citizens Bank, we have Columbia Bank, First Community Credit Union, First Federal, On Point, and Premier Bank.
Awesome. And this occurs when?
So there's a National Diaper there's a National Diaper Awareness Week. So we
That's
have
a lot to say.
I know, it is a lot to say. It is a lot to say. That kicks off on September 26th through October 31st. This is part of a national movement of proclamations that are going out in communities across the country to generate
national
awareness.
effort.
It's a national effort, and it's part of the efforts that have come out of the National Diaper Bank, asking municipalities, asking governors, asking legislators to actually make a proclamation
Right.
of the need.
Well, let's talk about that next. So if anybody wants to drop off diapers at any of these banks between September 26th and October 31st, it would be big help.
Right. So we're looking for diapers in size 6 and wipes.
And yeah, baby wipes.
Bring that by any bank in the community.
Okay, so last night at the city council, Rick Olson, our mayor of McMinnville, signed this proclamation. Would you like to talk about that?
Right. So the proclamation essentially is just a public demonstration that we recognize as a community that families struggled to provide this necessary resource for our youngest and most vulnerable community members. We recognize that 1 in 3 families are struggling to provide for the basic needs of children, and that when children do not have diapers, that there are physical consequences, and many families, if they cannot provide diapers, can't send their child to child care.
Sure.
And so part of what we see is families not being able to go to work if they can't take a child to child care. And that has negative consequences for all of us when families are not working. So this proclamation, we've sent this out to all of the mayors in Yamhill County. We've gotten a great response. Mayor Olson, we're so grateful that he was able to make this proclamation. We've received proclamations from the mayor of Carlton. We've received proclamations from the mayor of Lafayette, and we know that the mayor of Newberg, Bob Andrews, also has a signed proclamation. That many of the mayors, we just called all of them yesterday through George Fox's Serve Day. We've contacted all of their offices, and we plan, all of the mayors plan to participate with us. So we're excited that every level of our community is doing what they can.
Yes.
To make sure that vulnerable families have the resources that they need in our community.
Well, it makes a huge difference in our communities when we do this, because it gives the people who are in need a holistic step forward, up, a hand up rather than a hand out.
Right.
So,
Well, and when just this morning, so every Thursday in both Newberg and in McMinnville from 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock, we have our Diaper Bank open. So we have a Diaper Bank that's a partnership with Joyful Servant Lutheran Church in Newberg, and we have a Diaper Bank in McMinnville here with First Baptist Church. And every week, volunteers are running that diaper bank. Families are coming in. I saw them just pour in this morning. They're waiting at the doors. They're standing out there with their young children, waiting till the doors open up. And those families are coming in, and they're meeting volunteers. They're making relationships. They're meeting the staff of a family place, who are helping then to connect those families with, what other resources do you need? How is parenting going?
Right.
We're connecting those parents to parenting classes, to other community services in our community, to Head Start, or to maybe a public health nurse, to making sure they're connected with pediatricians. Do you know about all of the meals that happen?
Right.
Just helping parents make those connections that they might not have made in our community.
it's so important. So, Paul, would you bring up the banner for the website and then the phone number for a family place? And then we'll bring up the other phone number later when I ask a different question. So, one of the questions that I have is, why can't families purchase their own diapers, and what are the barriers?
Right. I think it depends on the family, and it
Yes.
depends on where you live, quite frankly, in Yamhill County. And even I think about my own city, the city of Newberg, depending on where you live, depends on where you purchase your diapers.
Sure.
So we think of what I said earlier, if I do not have a car and I have to walk to get diapers, then I'm going to buy diapers in a small quantity. I'm going to buy diapers from a convenience store, perhaps, that's open. I'm going to pay about 50 cents a diaper. If I am on a limited income, living below the poverty threshold, the federal poverty level, or what United Way describes families that they described as ALICE. So those families that are just right above the poverty level. These are working families.
Right.
These are families that that are not able to make ends meet. They're trying to cut corners. So one of the ways to cut corners is to leave your baby in a diaper longer.
Right.
To leave past the time when probably a baby should be changed to prevent disease. So I'm paying 50 cents to get a diaper versus if I could just alleviate a little bit of that cost of diapers by going to an emergency diaper bank, participating in a parenting class, participating in a program that allows me to get diapers, then I can defer some of those resources to buying the fresh fruits and vegetables that I want to serve my family, or making sure that I'm on time with that payment to keep my credit up. It becomes circular.
Cyclical? Yeah.
It's cyclical. Like if I'm having to make choices of where my resources are going
Yes.
to provide what I feel like my children need,
Or
sometimes
it might even be gasoline just to get
Right.
to your job or
Right.
whatever. Would
Yeah.
you like to talk about any of this, Ron? I mean, you have to see at your end in the banking industry some of this occurring, the cyclical condition of not having enough money.
Yeah, and it's a real challenge. We all know it exists.
Yes.
And I think the part of the challenge too, and I'm speaking a little bit out of turn because I don't work directly with the families, and you come into contact with this every day, that a lot of us, it's easier to turn a blind eye.
Yes.
And or say somebody else will take care of that, or there's resources out there for that, and just maybe to an extent be dismissive, rather than say what can we do to help here and understand how this is coming about. And you talk about the cyclical nature and that cycle they get caught up in. Where can we all play a role in buffering that or breaking down those barriers and being sensitive
Yes.
to what that represents, and how can we help, how can we assist, where can we direct and guide people, and play an active role in that, and understanding too the impact it has a direct impact on me,
Yes.
and livability and quality of life for everybody in the community. And we're helping each other. It builds that framework that we can all feel good about and that's sustainable, and we all have a responsibility for that, and how we layer that amongst the ranks and throughout the community. It's critical.
And I see as if we're more proactive rather than reactive, it helps the community out too,
right.
because we're thinking ahead. And we know what kind of budgets that we need for the nonprofits, and we know what's going to occur and how that can alleviate some of this stress
Right.
and trauma
Right.
that a lot of our community members have to go through.
Well, and I think about, folks have asked me before, why are we spending all this time and effort giving out diapers? And diapers do not alleviate poverty. Giving
That's
out free
correct.
diapers does not alleviate poverty. Relationships alleviate poverty.
Yes.
So having the right relationships, having relationships that give people a hand up, that provide the social capital that families need to know, how do I get a job?
Right.
How do I get the right job? If I haven't had access to the right education across my life course, how do I get that education that I need? So relationships are hugely important in stabilizing families. I just can't understate the value of being in relationship with across our social settings, across the spectrum of knowing someone. Everyone should know someone who lives in poverty.
Right.
Everyone, and that's what I hope that a family place helps to do. I hope that we can be that bridge that says to our community, this is raising families and raising children is what all of us do, and if we turn that blind eye, if we think we're just going to let someone else handle that, the challenge is insurmountable. And we have to bring in the public sector. We have to bring in private sector, the faith-based sector, our commercial sector. We need all of us doing what we can do to be part of this.
We've all heard of kids that fall through the cracks.
Sure.
And we can't accept that
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
It's a community effort.
Absolutely. When we talk about 3 degrees of separation, or you know somebody that is the resource that can
Right.
help change that
Yes.
life or have that impact. And we have a responsibility. I'm failing if I don't do my part when I recognize a situation and say, well, again, somebody else can take care of that, or it's not my
Right.
place, or
Right.
that's not effective.
Right.
And when we can link those tools and resources and be a part of that chain and help as far as that tool belt. You talk about the tools and the tool belt.
Right.
We're part of that. I have a responsibility.
Yeah.
So does everybody else.
Right. So what are the most needed sizes of your diapers that you need this year?
Right, as big as you can buy them. So currently in children's sizes, that's a size 6. We're forever in need of size 6s and of wipes.
So would you like to talk about different ways to give? One of the terms you told me the other day is you can give on Amazon Prime.
Right, so I've recently become a little bit addicted to Amazon Prime, and I might be convinced that you never have to leave your living room. So I see that hand. So we have a donor in our community who on their Amazon Prime repeat. So for those of you who don't know, if you join Amazon Prime, you get free shipping and you can create a repeated order. So on about the 4th day of every month, we get a box of size 4 diapers delivered to our office. And so this particular donor said, I know that this is important and that I might forget after this diaper drive, and so I'm just going to put it on a repeat. So
Right.
every month they know this is ways that they are they're committing to their community, that not on my watch. So jet.com is another way that you can purchase diapers. You can purchase a lot of things. I've purchased way too much, I think, recently on Amazon.com and Jet.com. But so those are some ways that you can give. You can bring diapers to the banks. You and your community or your business can hold your own diaper drive. Contact our office and we will connect you with. We have a Diaper Bank committee that organizes all of this. It's a tremendous amount of work that is so worth it. And we're so grateful for the work that they do. Or you can come by on a Thursday morning, come by First Baptist Church in McMinnville. You can come by Joyful Servant Lutheran Church in Newberg and bring us diapers on the site. We would love to take your donation and give you a receipt for that.
And don't forget baby wipes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So competitions between businesses sounds to me like a way to really do this.
Right. Well, I'm a competitive person, and so I always love a good, healthy competition. I will give a shout out to Crohn's Appliance,
Yeah.
Gary Love in Newberg. In February, one small, incredibly generous business raised 10,000 diapers for us.
By themselves.
By themselves. And I won't mention bank by bank.
No.
But I don't know, maybe if they have, at their banker meetings, you might want to
So I'm
have a
gonna
T-shirt
ask,
with the
I'm
number
gonna
of
ask
diapers.
Ron, What are you hoping to be able to do this year?
Well, we have to exceed this 10,000 mark.
Yeah, you got it
And
now,
I
right?
know Brian Love and Crohn's Appliance, so
Yeah.
we've got to do better than he did, because
Right.
I can't let him hold that over me.
And he will.
And I know, the world's a small place, and know many of the bankers, and so I'm going to be reaching out to my counterparts to say, okay, what are we going to do here, and who's up to task, and hold everybody accountable to that. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
And I would throw this out there as well. Les Schwab here in McMinnville and in Newberg, I think Les Schwab is coming along board with doing a diaper drive. One of the things that Les Schwab has done through Jet.com is they purchased diapers, and then as community members came in to get their tires changed or to get work done on their car, community members could buy a set of diapers or a package of diapers on behalf. And so they moved diapers from one pile over to the other, but they leveraged our National Diaper Bank membership to be able to buy diapers at 13 cents a diaper, and then provided that savings to community members. So there are a lot of creative ways that that businesses can partner with us to support families.
Something else we're committed to, and we haven't talked about this, but we're certainly committed beyond this specific time frame.
Yes.
Just to being an outlet and a drop-off, because it goes beyond just a 1 month stint to, this is great to create awareness and prompt that, but then beyond that, this is an ongoing effort.
Right.
And we want people to feel comfortable and know that, and see that when they walk through our doors, that this is also a drop-off point, and to ask questions, and hopefully that we can respond to with more information and
Sure.
be a good community partner in that regard.
So on October 31st, even though that's the end of Diaper Awareness Week, you would take them all the way through the 31st of December and even into next
beyond.
year.
As long as we're here, we're going to be a part of this.
Awesome. That's fantastic.
Yeah, so you'll find there's going to be, during this time, a pack and play at each of these banks. A pack and play is it's like a mobile playpen for babies. No babies in there, just diapers. And so folks can bring those in, let their banks know how much they appreciate their participation, and
You're sure there's
bring
no
a friend.
babies in there?
Well, you might want to check first before you throw your diapers in there.
So would you like to talk about other ways to get involved?
Right. So a family place depends greatly on volunteers.
Yes.
We have over 100 volunteers currently that are serving on committees, that are helping with fundraising. They're serving in our relief nursery classroom. They're in the office helping out with tasks. They're participating in our Safe Families program. There are many ways to get involved, and we have a volunteer coordinator, Ty James, who is very gifted at connecting every volunteer with just the right volunteer opportunity.
And she's a multitasker.
She is. She gets it done.
Boy, does she ever. So how is a family place funded?
Right. That's a good question. So when I look at, we have two programs that we run. Our home visiting program is called Healthy Families.
Right.
Our relief nursery program is funded in multiple ways. Both of those programs depend on community support. So we're raising money in the community from individuals in our community. As a matter of fact, Relief Nursery is a part of the Oregon Association of Relief Nurseries. We've got relief nurseries all across the state of Oregon at 26 different sites all across the state. And we depend, 25% of our funding has to come from our communities. So when you talk about the community being integral as a part of even our funding model, the state will not allow you to open up a relief nursery until the community has committed their own individual donations, cash donations, community foundations, businesses committing to donating to either sponsoring one of our 2 luncheons that happens.
Yes.
Or just making end-of-the-year contributions, or we have a lot of individuals that just do a monthly donation.
Perfect. So this is going to be my last question for both of you. And You'll each have about 30 seconds to answer. So why are you personally involved in doing this important community work?
Sure. It's a good question. I'll just go first
Please.
since I've got the mic here. I am a parent. I know that parenting is the hardest job that you'll ever do.
Yep.
And I couldn't have done it without a community around me. And I want to make sure that Yamhill County continues to be the #1 place to raise families in the state of Oregon.
Yes, we all need circles of support.
Sure.
Ron?
Well, I would echo her comments. I'm a parent of 3. You know how difficult it is, and you go through seasons of life, and some of us are more fortunate to have family surrounding us, resources, support networks, and some of us don't, or experience real hardships and traumatic situations that need assistance and guidance and support. And to be a part of that and hopefully help elevate that and create a framework to support that effort, we all have that responsibility. We talked about that already, and it helps make our communities better and thrive and vibrant. And for the families to have that support and know that it's there, and for their children to experience that, pay it forward,
Yes.
however you want to look at it.
Right.
Of course. So, thank you, Cara.
Yeah. Thank you, Howie.
Thank you, Ron.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
And community, if you want to get involved and help with the Diaper Bank, go to a family place, check out their website, go to one of the banks and give, dig deep, because these people are doing the right thing, and this community does the right thing, and
Right.
we're all in this together. It's not us and them, we're all in this together. So thank you for watching.